Hey, what's up, guys? Tukey here, back again with another episode of our Milwaukee Ospreys. My Milwaukee, our Milwaukee, everyone's Milwaukee, with my Milwaukee Ospreys franchise mode series right here on NHL 18. We're still in Season 1. We're still in the playoffs. The relocated Nashville Predators living up to their potential so far. Of course, it was a rocky beginning, having to reverse sweep the Wild. We then pretty handily took care of the Dallas Stars, which I'm still kind of shocked by. I didn't expect us to dispatch the President's Trophy winners so easily, yet we did, and now we're in the Western Conference Final taking on the LA Kings. The lineup will remain the same, needless to say, after the last episode. There's no need to make any changes at this point in time, although I will say that the AHL, we changed it up ever so slightly just to try and give them that extra bit of spark. Of course, the Milwaukee Admirals are also in the Western Conference Final, and of course the score on that series right now, it's a lovely 2-0 in our favor. So hopefully changing up the lines at that point in time doesn't exactly screw us over and screw up any of the momentum that they may have had. That said, before getting into the sim, we of course need to take a look at what we are up against, and it's pretty much the team that you would expect aside from maybe their fourth line right wing. Top line, Ilya Kovalchuk, 86 overall. We were, there's a debatable point as far as what overall Kovalchuk should have been. But 6 goals and 4 assists so far in the playoffs. He had 73 points in 77 games in the regular season, 10 points in 13 games so far this postseason. His center, Anze Kopitar, with 10 points, and Tyler Toffoli with 10 points. So that's obviously a very dangerous top line. Second line, we have Tanner Pearson, 5 points this postseason with Jeff Carter and Dustin Brown. Third line of Adrian Kempe, Alex Iafallo, and Trevor Lewis. Iafallo, by the way, 7 goals. Jesus. Fourth line, Mike Amadio, Nate Thompson, and then the person that I pointed out, defenseman but playing right wing, Paul Ledoux, who has 1 point. Makes me wonder why they didn't call anybody up, what injuries there may be. Defensively, obviously that top pairing speaks for itself. Jake Muzzin and Drew Doughty. It's ridiculous. Second pairing of Alec Martinez and Dion Phaneuf. Third pairing of Derek Forbort and Cody Franzen. So Franzen, signed by the LA Kings, and has helped them get to the Western Conference Final. Their goaltender, surprise, surprise, Jonathan Quick, a .927 save percentage. Budai has 1 appearance. He did fairly well and picked up a victory. Kyle Clifford is currently the man out injured. Fantenberg and Daniel Brickley are the healthy scratches. Why they didn't just call up, a forward? Waivers aren't a thing. Why they aren't smart enough, why the AIGM isn't smart enough to call up a forward, especially in a series where, the morale system is currently off. I have no idea. But that is how they've chosen to set up their team, and at the very least, I can only critique so much. They are at the same spot we are. This is the Western Conference Final matchup. It's time to get into it. Let's do it. Game 1. Game 1 against the LA Kings. We have home ice advantage. Can we take advantage of it? Is the question. Still seems crazy to me that we're actually in the conference final after how bleak it was looking when we were against Minnesota. But we're here. Let's get this started. First period of Game 1, and Jeff Carter gets the opening goal. Not quite what we were hoping for. 12 shots to 10 in our favor. Yet the scoreboard, not so much. Not so much, but we have plenty of time. Second period, can we get back into it? We cannot. Kovalchuk and Tanner Pearson, 2 goals in 12 seconds. And those are the only 2 goals of the period. 22 shots to 21. We're down 3-0 heading into the third period. The Kings certainly sending a message here in Game 1. We have a power play chance that we cannot take advantage of. A goal there would have been nice. Might have been what we needed to spark a comeback. Another power play, please? No. Okay, we are dead in the water. No chance if we miss out on 2 power play opportunities that we're going to get back into this game. And indeed, it will be a shutout for Quick and the Kings in Game 1. 28 shots, 28 saves for Jonathan Quick. That is not the way that one wants to start off a postseason matchup. I don't think I'm going to panic and make any changes just yet, but that's certainly not ideal. We've seen this team come back from adversity before, though. I will mention the Admirals 1 game away from the Calder Cup. What a way that would be to start things off on a positive note. Hopefully they can end that series right here and right now. But for now, our focus is on Game 2. Obviously, the goal is to win. The goal more so is to score a goal at this point. A goal would be nice. The goal is now score a goal, basically. And of course, for LA, it's already mission accomplished from them, or for them. They've won a game on the road. We need to stop them from winning both. So first period of Game 2. Can we get off to a good start? Jesus, no we cannot. Kovalchuk and Dustin Brown. Right, we have been outscored 5-0 over 4 periods of play thus far. 12 shots to 11 in our favor, and it does not matter. Second period. Oh my God. Jeff Carter gets another one. 22 shots to 18. 3-0 Los Angeles, heading into the third period in now consecutive games. Not liking our chances here. And we'll certainly be looking at some lineup switches, and I don't exactly blame UC Saros. Pearson makes it 4. Okay, maybe I do. Pecorine might get the opportunity as we get ready to go on the road. Thankfully, mercifully, it's not a shutout. And there's a couple of interesting notes there, of course. That's our first goal in 6 periods of play. Salomaki adds another one with 4 seconds to go. Peter Budaj. Why? Is Jonathan Quick hurt? Has Jonathan Quick been hurt this whole time? He obviously wasn't in Game 1. Quick played 2 minutes of this game and was removed. So Peter Budaj stopped 26 of 28, a 75 overall goalie, which means that yes, in fact, I am that much more frustrated by what just happened. We end up getting 2 goals back at the end. Is Jonathan Quick out long term? Why the hell did it take us so long to put up a goal or 2 on Peter Budaj? We're down 2-0 in the series. Are the Admirals moving on? Not yet. Bakersfield gets a win in this series. I'd like to see if they can win here in Game 5. Let's find out. Do we have a team going to a final? Can the Admirals make it to a Calder Cup final? All right. Okay, I'm pushing my luck, apparently. 2 goals for Brad Malone. Parakta gets one back. Can we tie it up? No, we cannot. Okay, then. Right, the Bakersfield Condors, not done yet. We have ourselves a series down in the AHL. Can't really say the same at the NHL level thus far. We have some work to do. First things first, though, Jonathan Quick. Are you injured long term? Because that could be the spark that we needed to get back into this. Jonathan Quick is out. Jonathan Quick is out. So yes, now it is that much more frustrating that we lost in Game 2. But we have a chance here as we'll be going up against Peter Budaj for the rest of this series. We need to spark some change somehow, some way. I know Salomaki got the goal, but I'm really not happy with Sissons. I'm not happy with that 4th line in general. The 3rd line, Yarncroke hasn't done much. He's a -1. And we need to find a way to spark this top 6. So, let's go with... I don't even know what we want to go with here. I don't want to screw up the AHL lines that much, but I want them to be successful as well, and you could argue Tolvanen would only do so much. Let's go ahead and drop Yarncroke. Let's drop Yarncroke. Who's the better center between the two? It is Yarncroke. Okay, so we'll go Ronaldo, Yarncroke, Sissons. 3rd line of Salomaki, Bonino, Hartman, just to have some sort of difference there. And I'm going to swap Forsberg and Fiala just to spark something. Defensively, Yossi and Ellis have been fine. Ekholm and Subban are not working, but again, Weber and Irwin, they are working. Ekholm scored in the last game. Here's the issue. I don't want to break up that 3rd pairing. I don't. There's only one pairing that's struggling right now. PK, buddy. PK, you're really screwing us here, man. You are really screwing us here by underperforming at this point in time. 6 points for Ekholm. Only 2 for PK. How crazy do I want to be? How crazy do I want to be? Now I know Irwin and Yannick Weber aren't exactly putting up points, but the plus-minus is obviously the only thing we have to go off of to show how well they've done and how stable they've been defensively. I don't know what to do about the second pairing. As it is, I mean, we've made them the second pairing. That hasn't helped. And you have Weber and Irwin. I don't want Weber and Irwin playing better minutes. They're doing so well in that role. That doesn't leave me with too many options here, though. I'm not saying I'm considering scratching PK Subban for a game, but I might be considering scratching PK Subban for a game. PK, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. We are, I gotta be honest, I want that physical presence. Oh, you're only doing it because he's a righty. What if I am? What if I am? Oh, you should go with the higher overall guy. Yeah, because it's working so well with PK right now, having a higher overall guy. Kevin Bieksa, congratulations. You're going to get to play in Game 3 with Mattias Ekholm. I highly doubt you can do worse. Granted, you weren't doing great, but I highly doubt you can do worse than PK was. I doubt it, because PK has been quite terrible so far, if we're calling a spade a spade. In terms of who could be in from that third line, Bonino or Hartman, I'll probably give Ryan Hartman a chance. What's the worst that happens? We lose again? Why not try something crazy? Why not try something ridiculous? Why the hell not? Mainly because now I have to sit here and edit certain line combos, but it's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. We got BX on the penalty kill. I'm good with all that. It's an interesting tactic on my part, but I need to somehow spark PK Subban, and maybe by having him just take a seat for a game and then come back for Game 4. Hopefully we're not down 3-0 in that game. But we talked about it at the end of the last episode. If PK Subban is going to struggle, we're not going to make it to the final. There's no way. And he still hasn't done anything in the series thus far. Game 3, we're in Los Angeles against Peter Budaj. What can we do to start this game off? And there we go. That is what we needed. Ryan Johansson, 3 minutes and 59 seconds in, and then 6 minutes in, 2 minutes and 1 second later, Ryan Hartman. The Ryans, Hartman and Johansson, getting it done. 13 shots apiece, but we are up 2-0 on the board. A much better performance from us there. Of course, we still gave Saros the chance. I'd like to think he can win us these games. But with them having to rely on Budaj, that should be a big enough advantage as it is. Second period is scoreless, which is great news for us. They are out shooting us 23-18, but we have that 2-0 lead heading into the third period. Early power play chance for the Kings. It's a 5-on-3, still a 5-on-4. Good Lord, how much power play time do they need? Somehow they don't take advantage. If that was me, I'd be freaking out. I think you know that. 6 minutes to go. Power play again for the Kings. We kill that off as well, and we should be good. UC Saros bounces back. I gave him the chance. 39 save shutout for Saros. I'm really not all that happy that we kind of got destroyed there in terms of shot attempts and total. But 2-0 on the board. Saros gets the job done. Johansson and Arvidsson, the other two stars, a huge win. Probably the biggest win of UC Saros' career. And we are back in this series. And again, that trend of the home team not winning, holding strong thus far. So we have to edit the scouting. And yes, of course, I'm uploading this after the announcement for the scouting changes and everything with franchise. And yes, I'm excited. I haven't put out a video about it, though, because if I mention it, it'd just be 2 minutes of me, or not even 2 minutes, it'd be 30 seconds. Like, yes, I'm hyped. September can't come soon enough. The end. That would be the video. As Washington's up 3-0 on Tampa in the Eastern Conference Final, it's looking like the Caps have a chance to make the Cup Final, much like they did in real life. Of course, the team's slightly different. PK, let's see if that can spark something within you to hopefully get back to your game, to be the defenseman that we all know you can be. We are going to go with Ellis, Yossi, Ekholm, and Subban. We want the righties on that particular side. Arvidsson being on that side's fine. Although technically we would want... I'm going to go Forsberg, Johansson, Fiala, Arvidsson on the right, Smith over there. So we'd have the one-timers coming from that left-hand side on that power play. Let's get PK back in. We're going to reduce his role on the power play at the very least. We're going to go Yossi Ellis, Ekholm, Subban. And from there, we are good. So PK is back in the lineup. If we lose, I'm not saying I'm blaming him, of course. But, you know. I just hope we get the win here, man. I'm afraid to invest into this team. Quick is out until May 16th. Technically, he's playable now, but that would be a huge risk for them. And Mike Amadio is also banged up, so they might be running 2 defensemen at forward in this next game. Rooting for PK here. Like I said, I'm a little bit hesitant to get invested because, the second I started to, I'm like, oh yeah, shoot, we made the playoffs down 3-0. We came back, but still. Game 6 between the Milwaukee Admirals and the Bakersfield Condors will be simmed. Whether or not our team has secured their spot in the Calder Cup Final, we will find out in a matter of moments. For now, it's Game 4. Can we tie this series up? First period is scoreless, 11 shots to 10. Not the worst case scenario. Second period, still not the worst case scenario. 24 shots to 20 in our favor as we begin the third period. Who will strike first? Dustin Brown was the correct answer. 3 minutes and 5 seconds into the period. We're halfway through the third already. We have a power play opportunities. Please, we need this. We did not get it. 5 minutes to go. And I think that might do it. Is there a late goal to send this to overtime? No, there is not. 33 shots to 25. 1-0 final. Jonathan Quick comes back at less than 100% and shuts us out. There's no words. There are no words. Thankfully, though, the Admirals have sealed the deal. We will have a team in a cup final. Might not be the team that we wanted necessarily. We don't know who they're going to play yet. And again, I might have to consider some lineup changes here. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Tampa managed to win Game 4. So both series right now at a 3-1 deficit. As far as what we're going to look to do here, I don't know. What I do know is that we could call up Eeli Tolvanen for this game. We could call up Eeli Tolvanen for this game. I'm so disappointed in this team right now. We're better than the Salomaki Sissons. Again, the -4s are really bugging me. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's see what we can do here. Ronaldo, Sissons, Salomaki. You're going down. Tolvanen. I think Brickley's still leading that team in points. He is. And from there, 10 points for Grimaldi. Carl Person's doing well. 15 points for Emil Pettersson. Screw it. Emil Pettersson, welcome. What is the worst that could happen? What is the worst that could happen? We will also send down Austin Watson to try and bolster that team as well. Hamhuis and Bieksa. Now, of course, this, technically, I mean, with the morale system, people would get pissed about me doing this. So that's the one thing that some people may be like, that's unrealistic. It is what it is. I mean, like I said, desperate times call for desperate measures. PK, how'd you do in that last game? Jesus, PK. Jesus. I don't know. Hamhuis, congratulations. I might do something ridiculous here. I might. We're feeling kind of desperate. Then again, Hamhuis' stats would be slightly different. I forgot that they'd be AHL stats already. In the playoffs, he didn't do much. How's Boteto looking? Carrier, Boteto, and Parokta are all doing all right. Congratulations to Carrier and Parokta. because we're about to do something outrageous. But for the sake of trying to win something, we're going to do it. Any underperforming player is out of the lineup. What's the worst that could happen? We're down 3-1 as it is. So let's go. Let's do what we have to do. It's going to be Erwin Weber, Yossi Ellis, of course, Carrier, and Parakta. Reverse those names, Parakta and Carrier, on the third pairing. Forward-wise, I think the best move here would be to have... Who's actually the best center out of the group? You know, we could go with Brickley and still be okay. Let's go with Pettersson, Brickley, Yarncroke as the fourth line. Third line is tough. 9 points there, 7 there, 8 there, 7. 7 points there, 8 points. So a lot of 8-point guys here. Let's go for Tolvanen, Bonino, Hartman. I think from there I get 9 points, 7 points, 9 points, 8 points, 11, and 9. I mean, we're pretty much good regardless, I'd say. Let's go for Fiala, Turris Smith, Forsberg, Johansson, Arvidsson, which is a line combo that we broke up before. I'm going to have them switch sides at the very least for that to be a slight difference, and we'll see what happens. Didn't think we'd have to go for this. Here we are. Saros, congratulations. You're still going to get to stay because it's really not your fault. And then down in the AHL, of course, their series hasn't started yet, so we can just go best lines and not really have to care. We're doing what we can to just get some sort of a spark here. Obviously not the most quote-unquote realistic move, but as I've said, desperate times call for desperate measures. Our backs are against the wall. Will this work out? Maybe, maybe not. But we're going to find out. It is Game 5 here on home ice. Can we get a W to extend this series? First period, not as crazy as I thought it was going to be. Nate Thompson gets a goal under 3 minutes in. Dion Phaneuf makes it 2. Kevin Fiala gets the goal back. We're outshot 12-9. We're down 2-1 at the end of the opening 20 minutes. Second period is scoreless, which scares the hell out of me. 23 shots to 16 total. We are 20 minutes away from either overtime, winning this game in regulation, or packing our bags for the summer. Let's see what happens. Third period, early power play opportunity. It goes to waste. Our power play, at least in the third period of these sims, it's just been irrelevant. It hasn't mattered. Kovalchuk makes it 3, and that might do it. We have a late comeback on the cards. We do not. The Los Angeles Kings have eliminated the Milwaukee Ospreys in 5 games in the Western Conference Final. They will play either the Washington Capitals or the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'd say more than likely the Caps, as we could just not solve Jonathan Quick to save our lives. We just couldn't do it. So frustrating. And we have to look at the top players who shut down. PK Subban did not show up all postseason. Very frustrating loss. Tampa's actually forced a 6th game against Washington. But there's so many guys you could look at that just shut down. I mean, obviously, we just could not solve Jonathan Quick. I said in the last episode, I said it earlier this episode, PK Subban needs to step up if we are going to have a chance. Unfortunately for me, fortunately for this team, he disappeared. He did. He just outright disappeared in this series, and that's a good way to cost us. That's a good way to cost us a potential title. We'll call up Sissons. I'm going to leave Ronaldo down in the AHL, I think, for this cup run. I don't think anyone else would rightfully play a game in the AHL, so that's why I've called them up. But we'll just go best lines in the AHL. And we'll see. Actually, I think I want to put Svoboda back in. I might change up the lines a little bit. We'll follow along with that because then maybe there will be some sort of success for us in this episode. I'm fine with those best lines aside from Olivier. We need to put, I think it's Richard and Trennan into the lineup. So let's get Richard in the lineup. And we'll take out... I honestly don't know who the hell was out of the lineup instead. Oh, that's right, because Ronaldo's in now. So Tanner Jeannot is going to be taken out of the lineup. And we will bring in Yakov Trenin, who's actually been one of our better players this postseason, at least for the AHL. Those Lions are perfect. Goaltenders, Svoboda and Grosnick, perfect. Let's see what happens. Can the Milwaukee Admirals take home some silverware this season? They're playing the Springfield Falcons, the worst goddamn team in the AHL, a team that should not exist. If you ask this former disgruntled, still salty and not over it because my fucking team was stolen, Portland Pirates fan. TLDR on that. The Springfield fucking whatevers. I can't even remember. The Springfield Falcons. That's right. They were with a bunch of different organizations, and in that team, it was bought and moved out west, like a lot of teams were, which is why you see teams like the Barracuda now and the San Diego Gulls. And Springfield, the home of the AHL offices, they said, oh, well, we can't not have a team here. Portland's, fuck it, come on down. And yeah, now I've had to wait until the Maine Mariners have been a thing, which they are, and I'm pumped, but still, robbed me of my AHL team. God damn it. I have relatives in Springfield, too, and I can't stand them now. As unfortunately, we are down 3-2. Game 6. Can the Admirals force a Game 7? Please, for the love of God, don't lose to the Thunderbirds. I'm begging you. There's only room for one T-Bird team in the world of hockey, and that's Seattle, god damn it. Okay, we're going to Game 7. Right, we are going to Game 7. Springfield and Milwaukee. The Ospreys fell short in Season 1. Can we find a way to get the victory? Game 7 of the Calder Cup Final, and Carl Persson gets the opening goal on Michael Hutchison. That's what I like to see. Second period, Bogdan Kiselevich ties it. We go to the third period, tied in shots. Power play chance for the Admirals goes to waste. Eeli Tolvanen, though. Can that be the Calder Cup winning goal for Eeli Tolvanen? I certainly hope so. Power play chance here for Springfield. That goes to waste. Come on now. Close this game out. I am begging you. 1:22 to go. And god damn it, I don't care if it's the AHL. If I have a chance to see a cup celebration, you bet that's what I'm going to do. Don't care. I want to see members of this team raise the Calder Cup because it might be a sign of things to come, especially with one Eeli Tolvanen. It might be a sign of things to come. That's what we have to hope for, man. So can we close this out on home ice at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, the old hockey rink there, because I completely forgot that they moved. Oh boy, puck physics. Gregor for Yakov Trenin tries to dump it in. He battles, gets hooked, and that should be all. In theory, that should be all. The captain of the T-Birds goes to the box. I can't quite tell who that is yet. It's Michael Haley. Take a seat, and thank you very much, because that should do it. I hate to say anything positive about their team, but I do kind of like their color scheme and jerseys. Never mind. No, I don't. They're terrible. As McKenzie wins the draw, Makoshin gets killed. Bystrom having trouble. Lamico can't clear it out. 1:05 to go. Come on now. Look at the battle on the boards. Around the back, Makoshin finds Lamico having trouble as well. Springfield cannot get it out of their own zone. Weird animation there. Makoshin gets it to Bystrom. Here's Bystrom, 50 seconds to go. I believe this is Ludwig Bystrom. Stepping in, finds McKenzie. Good lord, what a stop by Svoboda. Carrier having trouble. Here's Brickley. Donovan, and now Tolvanen. 38 to go. Empty net. Pettersson ends it. And the Milwaukee Admirals are your Calder Cup champions in Season 1. We didn't have to make really any changes to that team, but they were able to get the job done. Pettersson with the empty net. The best Pettersson in the league. Let's be honest. Shout out to Vancouver fans. I can't take sarcasm. 3-1 with 37 seconds to go. That will do it. And while the Ospreys may not have been able to start off this campaign with a little bit of success, at the very least the AHL team has. Now you could debate as to whether or not that's a good sign, because we've had series begin like this before, only to have the NHL team not find success. So yeah, I'm a little bit worried as Boteto battles Greco. Hapala. McCoshin slap shots blocked and nearly goes in. Svoboda is able to make the save. It was mid-season, a little bit before, where I decided to take out Grosnick, try to develop Svoboda and Vesterholm. It worked. It worked. Svoboda back-ending this team all the way to a Calder Cup. It is a glorious thing. Jared Tenorti, Calder Cup champion. I'm sure that makes all the Habs and Coyotes fans ecstatic, as it should. 5 seconds to go. Greco's shot is denied. Rebound chance. Svoboda covers, and that's it. The Milwaukee Admirals and their beautiful, beautiful jerseys celebrate as Calder Cup champions. Does it feel as good as watching the Ospreys win? Not quite, but again, it might be a look into the future. Some of the names on this team, the Yakov Trennans of the world. If Parokta continues to play like he has and PK continues to struggle, who's to say? Justin Kirkland, Tolvanen's a given. Some of the members of this team might very well be a part of the future core of the Ospreys that may in fact just lead us to success. We will find out. But for right now, I'm reveling in this moment. It's a good victory for us, a good victory for the organization. At the very least, we get to look at one of the best logos in hockey, but some of the best jerseys in hockey. It's a win-win. It's especially a win for us because we have won the Calder Cup. You see how that works, because you see Bogdan Kiselevich, the lone goal for the T-Birds. It was not enough. The captain. Unfortunately, there's no MVP award handed out. The captain raises the cup. The Calder Cup. The second best trophy. I don't know why it's such a basic presentation like it is. Don't care. Tolvanen 2 points. Svoboda 24 saves in the victory. And again, we have some hardware to show for this series, not for the NHL club. But that's okay. That's okay. 2 straight wins for the Admirals, and we at least get to end the first season on a somewhat positive note as the Tampa Bay Lightning reversed swept the Washington Capitals in the conference final and then went on to beat the LA Kings in the Stanley Cup Final. That is unbelievable. So there were at least 2 reverse sweeps in the playoffs this year. Unbelievable. They reverse swept Washington and then swept LA. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And then, of course, you see once again the Admirals' journey to the Calder Cup. The Tampa Bay Lightning. We'll take a look at their team. You know what they're going to look like. It's the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's just kind of how it goes. As, Kucherov, Yanni Gord, Palat, Braden Point, Tyler Johnson, Stamkos, JT Miller. Jesus. Surprise, surprise. Sometimes the best teams in the game, sometimes these super teams, do actually end up winning the whole damn thing. Although quickly, before, I should have gone back, that should have stayed on that screen. Quickly, before we look at the awards to wrap up this episode, shout out to Eeli Tolvanen, 21 points in 24 games. Pretty sure he's going to be named playoff MVP. There were also some strong games. Now you can see why I called up the guys that I did for that one game to try and save us. And goaltending-wise, Miroslav Svoboda, only backup potential. I don't think he'll end up being the NHL backup, but he had himself a great run en route to the Calder Cup. So to wrap up this season, again, Tampa wins the Cup. Dallas won the President's Trophy. And we made that quite easy. The Art Ross went to Tyler Seguin, as did the Hart. Remember that the Calder's going to be bugged. The Norris went to John Klingberg. What a season for Dallas. The Lady Byng went to Seguin, as did the Calder, which might as well be the MVP. Conn Smythe to Vasilevsky. The Vezina to Tuukka Rask. Just as it should be. The Jennings also went to Rask. The Masterton to Carl Alsner. The Selke to Jordan Staal. Ted Lindsay to Seguin. And the Rocket Richard to Vladimir Tarasenko. Down in the AHL, Shane Prince put up the most points and was league MVP. Nikita Soshnikov scored the most goals. Prince was also the rookie because, again, it's bugged. The defenseman of the year was Martin Marincin, which isn't out of the question, actually. He was one of the best defensemen in the AHL in real life this past year. Tristan Jarry wins goaltender of the year. MVP of the playoffs did go to Miroslav Svoboda. So there you go. And then you have Ikonen, Wood, and Jarry also take home a little bit of extra hardware. So leading into next episode, we will take a look at retirements. I'm not expecting much. We'll also take a look at what the lottery results ended up being, as of course this is the Rasmus Dahlin draft. In terms of improvements, Forsberg's a legitimate 88, Hartman's a legit 82, Saros up to an 82 as well, Salomaki now is 79, Tolvanen now is 79, and Sisson's a 78. Irwin regressed a little bit. That's unfortunate. 2 points for Persson, a point for Fabro up to a 73. Pedersen and Carrier, Gaudette as well, all 73s. Svoboda up to a 72. Parakta a 71. Richard, a 71. Dougherty improved. David Ferrance really improved. Patrick Harper improved. Novak, Kirkland, Trennan, Pitlick. A good season. That's a lot of green for our prospects, even if it's just a point or two, even if it's for some not so high-end prospects. I'll take it. I will take it. It's always good at the end of the season to see a lot of green, and we did. So let's go ahead and find out who's retiring, what the lottery results are, and that will lead us into the next episode where we go through the offseason and get this club set up for Season 2, where, as far as making any major team-altering changes, time will tell. Will there be trades at the draft? I don't know. What will the free agent class look like? I honestly can't say, as Buffalo wins the Dahlin sweepstakes, so there you go. Couldn't do it in our actual Buffalo series, but they win it here. San Jose and Edmonton round out the top 3. Chicago, Carolina as well. So there you go. St. Louis with the 12th and 13th picks as well. Damn. Ottawa ended up getting Pittsburgh's first rounder as well, so that worked out pretty well for them. Pittsburgh, of course, really underperformed. And the retired players list, of course, there won't be any goaltenders, but we'll take a look. For the hell of it, Gianna, Malone, Tutu, Kelly, and numerous other players, especially Tanner Glass. We tip our caps to you, fine sirs. With that, I think I will set up a trade block in a way to just see like what offers come through. But pretty much we are done here. So as I mentioned, the next episode will be the off season. We'll try to make it through the draft and everything that we have to do, and hopefully be ready for Season 2 by the end of that episode. As I mentioned, not the result we wanted with the Ospreys themselves, but at the very least, the Admirals were able to pick up some hardware. And we'll see what this looks like heading into the next season coming up here, because will we trade Pecorine? Is Saros good enough? I don't know what this team is going to look like. We might handle it as we did in Buffalo, or there might not be too many drastic changes in the first-year draft. Maybe there will be. You'll have to watch the next episode to find out. For now, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate the support. You know the deal. Support the video, support the channel, support me, support the dogs, support yourselves by supporting me. Help you, help me, help me, help you. See how that works? Okay, good. I'll see you guys in the next one.